crazy high gas taxes. He, quote, won't stand for it.
And the taxes are going up again. Joining us now is Gulf Oil Senior Energy Advisor Tom Kloza. Tom, thanks for joining us. When you think about the prices moving around the country, I always come back to this rockets and feathers idea, where the prices go up in one sense and they fall very slowly. Tell us what's happening and how you see this playing out over the next several weeks.
Yeah, that's happening. You know, the first time we hit $100 for crude oil back in 2007, a typical margin for selling gasoline at the pump was about 15 cents. This decade, it's been more like 40 cents a gallon. But think about that. You buy 10 gallons, it's a $4 profit or a gross profit for the station manager. That's not that much in the realm of things. It doesn't compare to what you pay for healthcare and what you pay for cable, for example. I'm surprised the president is picking on the retailers, because a lot of those retailers are just single site businessmen, trying to eke out a buck. There are the big boys, the big Costco's and BJ's and so forth, but they tend to sell at discounts. And right now, the people who are making the most robust profits are the refiners, and I haven't heard him talk about them.
Tom, and please correct me if I'm wrong, the big oil companies and the big kahunas that we think about, they, for the most part, do not own retail gasoline stations. Now, the refiners, some of them do. Valero, I believe, owns some, but it's less than it's about 5% of the total of kind of retail gas stations in this country, right?
Yeah, I mean, the major oil companies got out of owning real estate a long time ago. They get excited about finding oil in Guyana or West Africa, but not about making this much at the pump. So, they do have refining in most cases, with the exception of somebody like Occidental. And again, they're not breaking any laws, but because of shortages of refining and the loss of refining in the Persian Gulf and in Russia in particular, Venezuela, you name it, refiners are making a lot of money, and they're privileged to be in the United States right now. Whereas a retailer of gasoline makes, let's say, 40 cents a gallon, refiners are making well over $1 per gallon on the gasoline they're pushing to market at the moment.
Tom, I love how much you know about the supply chain and prices around the globe, but I'm not sure I quite agree with this idea that the president is picking on people. I think what he's really doing is sending a shot across on a blind item that most consumers don't really understand. They see oil prices coming down, and they see their gas prices not coming down as precipitously. What advice would you give him on how to communicate the same message where you don't feel like he's being picking on people, but he's shooting something across the bow saying, hey, I'm watching?
Right. Well, first of all, what he's doing right now, he's going to end up fine, because gas prices are dropping in the next 30 days. That's pretty clear. He's been very successful in talking down the price of crude. If this were 2008 or 2011, when there was far more financial money that was being bet on higher crude price outcomes, we'd be looking at $130 or $140 a barrel crude. So I think he believes he can talk it down at the pump, as well as talk it down in the big, huge financial crude markets. And we'll find out. We're going lower, so he's going to be able to take credit for it in about a month under any circumstances.
And this is going to come out wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway, that the American driver is in good enough financial condition, Tom, that there hasn't been significant demand destruction in terms of gasoline use, right?
I absolutely agree with you. And if you compare paying $4.10 in 2008 or $4.75 in 2022, and you don't even need to pay $3.80 now with these apps like Gas Buddy and so forth, you can find gas for 30, 40, 50 cents below average. It's a little bit like Lake Wobegon, where everybody is doing better than average these days.
Awesome to see you, my friend. Awesome. Thank you so much. I follow you on X and quote you liberally with credit. Thank you, Tom Kloza.
Still to come,